Could I have taken a bigger break? Yeah, maybe. I get why people are saying that.
What's up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the longtime featherweight king, here to reclaim his crown when he fights Diego Lopes in the main event of UFC 314. Cooking with gas in the cage and the kitchen with equal ferocity, Aleksandre Volkanovski. How's it going, man?
I'm doing really good, mate. Doing very well. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing...
I see the belt in the back there.
Yeah,
How good's
well,
that?
you
There
know.
you go.
We're
I like
circle
it.
of champions here between you and I,
Yeah, that's it,
Volkanovski.
man. That's it.
Definitely not a $35 child's replica. That
I'm
is
gonna have one wrapped around my waist and shoulder next weekend, so I can't wait. Another one.
good. Yes. Well, I'll have to buy a second one off Amazon to keep
Okay.
pace with you, my friend. I always put out a fan Q&A, and there were many questions about getting Paddy Pimblett onto Cooking with Volk, but that raised to me a more important question. Are you at all worried that inviting Paddy the Baddy on your show might blow your budget for the entire year? Because
Yeah, it looks like he can eat, but so can I. After our fight, we both can. I mean, I used to eat a lot more. I don't eat as much now, I don't reckon, but he looks like he can eat. But that's all good. That's all right. I reckon we should definitely do something like that. Straight after the fight would be great. So we can just go all out and just cook whatever we want. I'll tee it up. I'll find out what's his favorite food or what he likes, what style of food, and then we can make it happen. Definitely want to do a cooking with Volk with Paddy.
Okay, excited to hear it. Let's talk a little bit about the fight. When you assess Diego Lopes, where would you say he presents the greatest threat? Vice versa, where are you going to give him the most problems?
Yeah, man, he's dangerous. You know, he's very aggressive, and his aggression is going to be the danger factor here, right? Like even though I feel like it can be his demise, right? This is something that I can capitalize on. I still think that's his best chance, and that's the most dangerous part about his style is because he's so aggressive, and he's going to look for the finish. Yeah, he can get caught in the process, but his chances of catching you might go up that little bit because he is willing to take whatever opportunity he can to put your lights out. But that's what I feel like I'm going to be able to calculate. And there's no secret, right? Like, because if he wants to change his style and then all of a sudden wants to be strategy and play a really long game, I think that's just so much worse for him. I think that, you know what I mean? I think his best bet is him fighting that style that he has. So I'll give him that. And for me fighting my fight, you know what I mean? Me being a strategic and being yeah, again, I am the type of guy. You come and you give me opportunities like that. I'm a capitalist, but at the same time, be very strategic. So I'm very good at setting traps, and you want to come guns blazing. You better be sure you land, because if you don't, I'm a land big.
Hey, when are we going to get Alex Volkanovski on The Masked Singer after that beautiful song that you serenaded Diego Lopes with? He gave you a 7 out of 10. I don't know if you consider that a respectful score or not.
No, that's respectful, because I wasn't fully trying. So
Okay.
that was a 7 effort. So
Okay.
you know what I mean, that was more just a bit of a laugh in front of everyone. I'll hit some notes for everyone soon enough, and and then people be like, oh wow, he's even better than we originally thought. But it was good fun. It was good fun. He took it well. He took it like a champ. Like, he's a good dude, man. Like, there's no malice between us. And I think that's a very, very fair score. So good on him.
Man, did you see DDP on The Masked Singer? I was actually very surprised by. Boy's
I
got some
had no
pipes.
idea about it. Someone just showed me that not that long ago, and I was like, "Oh wow, I had no idea about that." But yeah, he did a great job. That was good. Maybe we could do a duet together. Yeah, we'll sing something together. Something, I don't know what it could be. Something about fighting, I guess, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
I saw a headline recently where you sort of in the lead up to the Diego Lopes fight said that Islam Makhachev is the only guy who can give you a tough 5 rounds, and that anyone else basically has a puncher's chance. Now, I see that headline and I see how people could read it as sort of diminishing towards Ilia Topuria. However, you spoke to Mighty Mouse and you were actually like very unsure about how a fight between those two guys would play out.
Mm-hmm.
When you say that he's the only one who can give you 5 tough rounds, what does that say about your fight with Ilia?
Yeah, so and again, you can see why people would take that the wrong way. You know, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, he's just acting like Ilia got lucky. It's like, no, he set it up still. Like, I mean, I'm not taking
Hmm.
away that their effort. There's a lot more fighters that are got a way better chance of catching you because, they've got good setups and all that. But, if the fight goes 25 minutes, if a fight with me or anyone in my division goes 25 minutes, I'm winning. I'm getting my hand raised every single time. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by it. Can anyone catch you? Yeah. Does that mean it's a lucky shot? No. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's not, they can still do a great job of finding it, but if they don't find it, you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but with Ilia, that's his main sort of style is trying to find the chin and stuff like that. So, you can't take anything away from him. So when I was trying to say that, people got to understand, like he was still the guy that capitalized on things that I was doing wrong.
Mm.
There was things that I wasn't happy with. A lot of fighters wouldn't be able to capitalize on that. He was.
Mm.
I made bad. I didn't make adjustments. I did a couple of wrong things. Not many fighters can capitalize on that and make the right adjustments to find the chin. He did. So I mean, that's where you got to give him credit for. But again, I stand by what I say. Like if that fight went 5 rounds, even though I wasn't even fighting my fight, I still believe I would have, got my hand raised. You know what I mean? Like, things would have. Hopefully, I would have, done a better job of fighting my fight throughout that fight. But even when I wasn't, people were like, "What do you mean you're winning the rounds anyway? What do you mean like you weren't fighting?" I was like, "Okay, yeah, just because I was winning some of the landing more doesn't mean I was fighting my fight. I definitely wasn't." And he's a guy that you can't you can't give him anything. You give him anything, he's a
Mm.
fighter. Put your lights out. So and that's full credit to him. And you know what I mean. So that's where people got to go. No, there's a lot of respect there. That's not a disrespectful statement at all. That's just fact. Again, if it was 25 minutes, even me at my worst, I believe I beat anyone at 25 minutes.
Mr. Volkanovski, why were you about to take a sip of Colby Thickness's water while you were cornering him in that fight?
I guess just habits, right? I don't know. Yeah, it's funny because I just remember doing it, and I was like, you even see me just sort of laugh, like, man, I was about to drink his fucking water. Oh, excuse me.
That's all
Um,
right. Swear as much as
yeah,
you
it
want.
was. It was funny. It was. I don't know. It was just. Yeah, I guess it was a habit.
What do you think about Aleksandre Topuria's performance and his ceiling in the featherweight division? Obviously, a lot of work to do. He's still well at the beginning of that journey, but just quick assessment.
Yeah, I mean, still a lot of potential. You can see, like, he must be strong for him, even though, like, when he was grabbing a hold of Colby. Um, Obviously, wasn't trying to do damage. He just wanted to, play it smart and win the rounds when he would have a hold, especially in that last one, um, which was he's fine. That's the right strategy you're going to have. For him to even be able to do that to Colby, because I know Colby well, he's definitely got some strength. He's definitely got power. He's definitely got some good tools. You know what I mean? Like for him to be able to do that, even at short notice, Colby's a beast. So for him to be able to go out there and get his hand raised against Colby shows that he's going to do well. And I just know that because I know how good Colby is. Colby he obviously has things to work on as well. But I think even through that fight, I feel like he's built a lot of confidence, which is what he needed inside the octagon. And I think you're going to see a much better Colby next time he's in there as well.
What has this time off done most for Alex Volkanovski?
Growth.
Mm-hmm.
Growth as a human being
Mm-hmm.
is what I'd say. I mean, I've always just focused, and all I had, all my energy was growing as an athlete, as a fighter. You know what I mean? That's all I had any time for was just fighter and dad. Never myself, but to be able to grow as myself again, you know what I mean? Like, was pretty good because yeah, and again, when I say that, I say like it's a bad thing. His fighter identity as a bad thing. Unless you can look at it a bad way, but I mean, you want to be the best in the world, you got to sacrifice a big chunk
Mm-hmm.
of yourself to do it, and that's that. All your energy goes to that. And if you've got a family, you don't have any time for yourself. You are sacrificing so much of, there ain't no, golf days or what I mean, all that sort of stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are very limited to your own time, and I'm okay with that because I did that for 13, 14 years, and I wouldn't have been the fighter I am if I didn't do that. So very thankful for it. But very thankful I got to have that break and grow as a person and know that I can split between the two. Because now I can.
Yeah.
Now I can do the balance. Now I can balance between the two because I didn't balance it at all through all those years. I was fully committed to being the best fighter I could, and now I'm in this last chunk, which I can't. Which it's exciting. I get to enjoy this last stint, and it's this title reign. I'm not looking at this as when I say last stint. It isn't me just getting my hand raised. Oh, I'm champion again. Let's go. No, title reign. I'm getting a few fights this year, and we're going. And I'm going to be able to enjoy this process, which I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being able to actually enjoy this, because last time I just went through it.
I'm happy to hear that. There was so much noise ahead around sort of the short notice rematch against Makhachev and then fighting Ilia 4 months later. And it was sort of like interesting to me in the sense that I feel like a lot of times when fighters are getting all this feedback from fans and analysts, it can be in bad faith and can be negative. But I think there were a lot of people who are like, we know how good Volk is, and it just feels like he's rushing things. If you could go back and talk to Volk around the Makhachev and Topuria fights, what would you have told him now coming off of this year off?
I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing, because that's who I am. That same guy that takes the risks is the same guy that turns up in the gym every single time. You know what I mean? That mindset, that mentality, that backing of myself, you know what I mean? That's who turns up in the gym this whole time. That's why I am the fighter I am. And, if I was, going back and telling him not to do it, then, you know what I mean? I'm changing the fighter I am. So that wouldn't be good for me right now. You get what I mean? Was it a good idea? Maybe not. Could I have taken a bigger break? Yeah, maybe. I get why people are saying that. But would I change it and change? No, because that means I'm changing who I am and what's made me the guy I've always been, the fighter I was. So I wouldn't change a thing.
I like that answer.
I mean, that wouldn't be good. If I went back and changed that now, or even then, there would have been a downfall, because now I'm starting to change my mindset. So, and I ain't having that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but a butterfly effect kind of situation. I like it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for thinking.
It would have been a different negative effect.
Yes, sir.
This all worked out. I was able to, even having that break, you know what I mean? This all worked out. I was able to grow, as I just told you, grow as myself, and it's been great. And it just adds to my story. You wait till I get that belt wrapped around my waist, and you know what I mean? And this next title reign that I'm telling you guys about, it's huge. So it's massive for the legacy. So I'm more than okay with making them decisions that I made over a year ago.
Last question for me, sir. We've talked about so much, the success, the setbacks, maybe the self-doubt at times, the confidence. What's it going to feel like when you get that belt wrapped around your waist for the second time?
It's going to feel good again. I think I'm going to be able, for the first time, feel it as myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm looking forward to. I cannot wait, because I think I'm properly going to enjoy it. It's not just going to be a relief of all the job's done. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm going to be able to properly enjoy not only getting that belt wrapped around, taking it back to my team, celebrating with them, taking it back home to my family, everything. I'm going to be able to enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. It's hard to properly explain. I can say just as a human being, as myself. You know what I mean? You could probably get what I'm saying when I say that, but to properly explain what that exactly means, or how I can define that, the definition of that, it would be hard for me to explain. But I'm looking for it. Looking forward to it. That's for sure.